Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. I've given every Sam Mendes film a positive review, and that continues with 1917. It's in select theaters Christmas Day and it opens wide January 10th, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. It's April 6, 1917, in northern France. Blake and Schofield are two British soldiers played by George MacKay and Dean Charles Chapman who are tasked with a deadly mission to cross into enemy territory to deliver an urgent message to Blake's brother's squadron. The hope is to stop them before they walk into a trap, killing hundreds of soldiers. Oscar-winning director Sam Mendes, who also did American Beauty, Skyfall, and all these other great movies, directed the film and co-wrote it with Krysty Wilson-Cairns. He dedicated the film to his grandfather Alfred H. Mendes, who shared the stories of his days fighting in World War I with him. Mendes and cinematographer Roger Deakins, who also collaborated on Skyfall, shot the movie to appear to be one long continuous shot. Now, we saw this technique used in Birdman to kind of give you an idea of what to expect here. Their experimental decision pays off tremendously, as it puts the viewer right in the trenches with Blake and Schofield. The camera is basically at their level, as if you were on the mission with them, not just observing it. You're never ahead of the story or seeing the dangers that loom ahead. The end result is a movie that is beyond stressful from start to finish, that's told in real time. The horrors of war are on full display, as our two main soldiers walk and trip their way through fields of fallen soldiers and horses that are strewn about. My body was clenched for 2 solid hours, hoping and praying that nothing would happen to them along the way. While it may be graphic, it is stunning to look at, as Deakins' visuals are breathtaking. There are scenes without dialogue, and Thomas Newman's majestic and haunting score carries us through with each tense moment. While it's limited time frame, don't expect your traditional story arc or character development. We know virtually nothing about who these soldiers are outside of what's given in the dialogue between them. George MacKay and Dean Charles Chapman give wonderful performances, and their youthful appearance reminded me of the sacrifice and the pressure put on these soldiers who had a whole life ahead of them only to risk it all in the battlefield. Richard Madden, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Andrew Scott also star in minor roles. 1917 is a massive accomplishment in how it depicts the harrowing sacrifices of these soldiers. I would imagine that it'll be very hard to watch for veterans given the graphic nature at hand. I sat in my car afterwards in contemplation, realizing that I know very little about World War I. This is a film that demands to be seen on the big screen in a movie theater, as it just won't have the same effect if you wait and see it at home. I'm giving 1917 4.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip. Click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got to interview Sam Mendes as well as the 2 stars and screenwriter Krysty Wilson-Cairns. And go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of 1917. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.